Hello. Courtney Dwyer here, tuning in with you from Stradbroke. Feeling a confliction of energies in my space at the moment. As I experience so much gratitude, so many blessings, so much love, I find myself in a space where I'm constantly reminded of old experiences where I used to believe that I'm not good enough and that this is not possible for me. And it's been quite a ride. I was sitting with some friends the other night and we're making our way over to the island, and the guy who was supposed to take us out, his boat broke down, and there was something in me that went, yeah, of course this would happen to me. And I was almost just going to settle and accept, and there was another part of me in my heart that said, hey, come on, you can do this. You're capable of everything and anything. Constantly prove that to myself, so why can't I do it now? I'm a manifester, I'm a queen, I work in the psychic realms, in the mysteries. How can I bring that into this part of my life, in this situation right now? How can I literally weave magic right now to manifest my way to this island? And it was pretty cool because I went through this whole internal process. My friends around me were looking for other options as well. And I started doing some Google research, looked for alternative resources, made a couple phone calls, and eventually found a guy after a couple of rejections and a few no's of people, for people to come and pick us up and take us to the island. I found a guy, and this was my last call when I came to this call, and I said to myself, all right, I'm just going to speak my truth. The other calls before that were a little bit like, hey, are you available? This is what I need. Can you offer your service type thing? And this last call had a different tone to it. So when the guy answered, I just simply said my truth. I said, hey mate, this is what's happened. I'm a damsel in distress right now. My man and I and my friend, we need to get over to this island. This is where we live, and I would really appreciate support from a kind civilian right now. It would mean so much to me to just be able to go home, to my new home. And he heard me and he received me, and he came back with a yes. Yes, get to go home, yes. And it was so magical, and even though he said yes and he was on his way over and we offered an exchange, there was a piece of me that wanted to lean out of my center and offer him even more. And it was quite an interesting process to call myself back into that and recognize, hey, no, what we are offering in exchange is enough, and just by being in my truth and, being on that ride, for me and for him, it will be enough. That I don't have to do anything more, that I am totally supported. And then there was this piece that was going through me of can I accept this right now? Is this really happening? I kept waiting for him to message and say, oh no, I can't come get you, or something like that. And what I realized it was this recognition where it was this feeling in my body where I'm used to holding this state of tension, of disbelief, or I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve something. And once I realized that it was this holding on to this old way of being, where there was these memories coming through to me of what I'm used to happening, or what I am used to expecting what would happen. So even speaking to that piece of recognizing in situations in the past where things actually went well, but my body was in this really tense state because I was expecting something to go wrong, so it created a filter over that situation, even though they were good situations. So what this did for me is it enabled me to just let go and really surrender to the moment and embrace the joy that was available to me. And what went from being quite a shit situation to something really good, you know, I realized it wasn't shit at all. It was only shit because I was making it that way. So it was pretty magical to be able to come back to this place within my body where I'm like, hey, yeah, I do deserve this. And the things that I want are worth going for. Sometimes I just need to show myself that this is what I really want. And, you know, I left a mansion to come to live on this island. A few weeks ago, I left my community, my spiritual community that I was living in, and stepped back into the mystery of embracing van life and the unknown. I ended up living in a mansion for a week with incredible human beings that I have very close bonds with. And turns out we're soul aligned. So that's a whole nother piece to speak into while the magic and mystery of that unfolds. But then once I left that space, I then found myself at the end of that week on a cruise and in a luxurious hotel for the weekend. And all these things just coming to me, just really trusting the feeling in my heart of what I truly want and owning those desires. I realized that what I've been trying to create in my life lately was not big enough, and that I've been holding back, that I've been limiting myself because I feel like I need to fit in some kind of box based on how society has told me to live. And I've always lived quite alternatively my entire life. However, what I've recognized now is that I'm still trying to play somebody else's game. I feel like I'm not doing enough. And that doesn't mean I'm not enough. What it means is I'm not playing big enough. I'm holding back. I'm repressing myself. I'm choking myself. What do I mean by that? I mean that I'm still trying to conform. And I'm still removing those layers of conditioning that I'm not good enough, or that I don't deserve more, or that I can't have it all. Or if I want something in life, there's a very certain way I have to go about it. And I'm recognizing that's simply not true. The more and more I own my truth of what I want and come into my power by just embracing the expression in my heart, the fullness of what's alive, the feeling in the moment that goes on in between these breaths, and really just be with that, I see that I don't even have to speak to my desires. I see that life is vibrating with me and I am vibrating with life. And so long as I can get out of my own way, remove my own illusions that it has to be done a particular way, or that I need to be something other than what I am, I enable myself to just be. And the more I can be me, I vibrate fully. And when I vibrate fully, I attract all that I am and all that I can. Little things like manifesting a cup of water right on cue without even saying anything, but then watching those times when I'm trying to get a cup of water because of the situation I'm in, and I'm trying to ask someone to help me get this cup of water, and how it's causing like a feedback loop and like a rift in my reality, and I'm working against the current and the flow. Whereas if I just stop and breathe and let go, the world will sow those seeds that I am manifesting from my heart, and things will flow to me. So far, since I've left my community, I've moved through quite a few different phases very, very quickly. And I knew that I was about to quantum leap and had been preparing for this last 8 or 9 months now with working with my blood cycle and astrology in many cycles of death and rebirth. And with the awareness that I will be turning 27 in January, and based on my astrology chart, be coming into my Saturn return. So I knew very much that I would be coming into a death at the end of this year, and this would be the biggest death that I've experienced in my life. It will be the symbol of the ending of a huge part of me, the very maiden, childish part of me. And it's not to say that I will abandon that part of me. She will grow and be matured into more of who I am and who I will become. However, it's just acknowledgement in a shift of my emotional growth. Now, why do I speak to this? Because it's allowed me to come into total alignment of recognizing where I've wanted to get to, and therefore where I am now and where I am going, and align my unconscious manifestations with my conscious co-creations. I've enabled myself to receive more than I could have ever asked for as of lately. And what the world is showing me, as I say before, and I will say it again, I am not playing big enough. I am not accepting the fact that my heart does desire more and it can have more. I just haven't been shown what is possible for me to want more. And so life is presenting me with so many beautiful opportunities right now, where I have 2 beautiful men in my life who adore me and worship me, and I worship them, and is the most sacred exchange of lovership, friendship, and union that I have ever experienced in my life. And we are all core and open relating. I thought that I wanted a partner that I would eventually be in open relating with, and about 18 months ago I called a space of celibacy so I could clear my womb and really reclaim my womb space, my sexual energy, and use my sexual energy, my life force, to build my life with my manifestations, which is what I've done with my business, the community I ended up living in, which I had a vision about, and to be where I am now, you know, to call in this island living co-creation with 3 other pillars where we're all represented. I am expanding, I am blessed, and I am expanding, I am expanding me. Who else is feeling pretty blessed right now? So these beautiful people have come into my life in perfectly divine timing and alignment to co-create and collaborate with me now, as we each represent the 4 aspects of masculine, feminine, dark, and light, the 4 pillars. And we all each hold a significant piece. We both hold our own, and we come together to co-create the 5th element, which is ether and spiritual evolution as a result. So that is what's happening in the background of my life right now as I establish my island living and journey deeper with my partners, realizing that what I thought I wanted in a relationship where we would be open relating and we would be the divine embodiment of sacred union because we've created that container with ourselves, but that I would have to work years to get to that point with my partner, when actually I can have it right now. I can do it now. And he showed me that just by sticking to his truth of what he wanted. And the more he spoke to what he wanted, I realized he's saying everything that I want. He's saying everything that I've held in here for so long, but I've been too scared to voice out loud and own for myself. That I want to maintain my sovereignty, my independence, that my work is really important to me, that I want to have freedom to express however I want in any moment with any person, and how important it is for me to own that. But my fear of not being enough was giving that power away. And what that dynamic taught me was that I was showing up in that way in many other areas of my life. It also enabled me to embrace something new, which was co-creating and co-relating with another individual at the same time. It also showed me that sacred union is not just something that happens between two people. It is something that happens with myself, and how I hold myself and how I nurture myself, the relationship I have with myself, and therefore the relationship I have with life, and my ability to come into union with life, all things in life, and the people around me in every moment, no matter what. Because it's an exchange of energy, an energy exchange. It is always happening. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'm just kind of in awe and witness. I notice myself at times becoming a bit frustrated because there's so many things I want to do. But when I surrender and allow and let that go, I recognize and witness the unfolding of me, because I am creating more space for me and owning what I really want. And I think the core message I want to give with this here now is this. It's that you do deserve it all. You can have everything. And if life doesn't seem to be quite going well for you, trust that, because it's probably showing you where you're still limiting yourself. If you feel limited by life, you're limiting yourself. And that's what I have been witness to right now through my own embodied experience. The moment I surrendered and let it all go and said, fuck that, I was able to actually see the key that set my soul free and be more of me. Now I can see I'm worthy of everything I can dream of and bring it into me. So that's me for now, and I will tune in with some more updates in flow as I go. Yo. I currently have my entire tribe and community coming to join me this weekend for a beautiful event that one of my dearly beloveds has organized, and I've just kind of, stepped into the role of service to my beautiful king. And we are now providing a space for our community and the people we most love to come and join us, stay in luxury, have fun, dance, drink cacao, and just be merry, be free. And it's so wonderful that I am enabled to live like this, that I am able to come together with friends and family and not only co-create, but love and give permission to love more deeply, more purely, more profoundly, more unapologetically. And I give thanks to myself for that, because I do believe that if I wasn't receiving myself fully, I wouldn't be able to receive these people. And the pain I've experienced in my heart over the last 8 or 9 months of my life since COVID-19 happened has been all too real. Why pain? Because it's expanding, and when it expands, it's shedding the armoring and the layers that I've put around me that have blocked me from receiving love in the past, because I did get hurt. And that's okay too. I learned from those experiences how to hold myself and create healthy boundaries, but I also created unhealthy boundaries and walls of protection. And that held me back and limited myself. Now I feel like I've been able to get out of my own way. And I thank my yoni, I thank my womb, and I thank my heart for guiding me into that ability to do that, into those experiences. Because this is my life, baby. And the best is yet to come. And it's so fun! So that's all from me now. I am well and truly out, and I will catch you all soon. Bye, tribe.